Are you serious? Are you serious? China has become the greatest threat to the United States. But before I get started with this, let me just break in right now and say, are you serious? Are you serious? I want to thank our good friend Ronnie McMullen at getthetea.com. It's great tea, gets rid of the toxins in your body. I mean, I have to say it again. It was a lifesaver for me over the weekend while preaching a revival in Hyman, Pennsylvania. I just kept drinking tea, hot tea, tea and honey, and a little bit of lemon. But anyway, check it out, getthetea.com. They're a Christian company with a great supply of different products with great tea and other supplements. Now, China, that's right, is set to become the next greatest security threat to the United States, according to this country's highest ranking general. At his hearing yesterday for the reappointment to the chairman of the Joint Chief of Staff, Marine General Joseph Dunford told the Senate Armed Services Committee that it was China would surpass North Korea and Russia as the leading challenge to the United States' national security in less than a decade. He said that North Korea had already surpassed Russia and China in terms of the sense of urgency since his 2015 assessment, but that China would soon take over due to demographics and economic situation. He said, quote, "I think China probably poses the greatest threat to our nation by the year 2025. And Dunford also said, responding to a question by Hawaii Senator Mazie Hirono during the hearing, quote, "China is focused on limiting our ability to project power and weakening our alliances in the Pacific," he later added, arguing that China's widespread defense reforms had the potential to degrade core U.S. military technological advancements. Also, he said China has amidst the world's largest standing army. They have pulled together, amassing the tremendous amount of folks. And folks, we knew they would be the only country in the world that would bring forth the 200 million man army that is spoken of in the Bible, in the book of Revelation. And Chinese President Xi Jinping has implemented a large-scale reorganization of his country's armed forces in order to modernize and streamline their war-fighting capabilities. While the United States and China are the world's two largest economies and are each other's leading trade partners, that too often find themselves on different sides of the economic and foreign policy debate. And under President Barack Obama, the United States stepped up its attempts to block Chinese dominance of the Asia Pacific. And President Donald Trump has long been a critic of China, both politically and economically. China has made vast territorial claims disputed by surrounding nations in the South China Sea, where the United States accuses China of building artificial militarized islands, phony islands. It claims it's doing this and to take more of the East China Sea. China has also long sought to gain a stronger foothold in Africa. In addition to boasting investments of over $10 billion, they've now built those up to $220 billion since the year 2000. And China opened its first military base abroad in the East African country last month in Africa, the small, largely desert nation in the strategic Horn of Africa, which hosted the U.S., French, and Japanese forces on this past Monday. China held live fire drills there, complete with machine guns and snipers. So there's a whole different world out there now, folks. According to Joseph Dunford, the Joint Chief of Staff Chairman, He says China will be the number one threat to the U.S. national security by the year 2025. I'm not so sure they're not right now. China, Russia, North Korea. There's a dangerous situation of the South Asia Armageddon. We'll talk about this tonight and a whole lot more on Primetime Live. Starts at 10 p.m. Eastern at my website at www.paulbegleyprophecy.com. That's www.paulbegleyprophecy.com. I will see you tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern, Primetime Live. Are you saved? Give your life to Jesus Christ. We're in the last days.